What's up? So August 28th, 23, big day. ChatGPT released its new enterprise tier, which is probably bad news for all these startup companies that are just wrappers around OpenAI. But if you come to their announcement, they've added the enterprise tier, whereas in the past there was only a free and a plus tier. The plus tier is the paid tier that I have, where you get limited, meaning 50 requests every 3 hours to access to GPT-4. And you had plugins and code interpreter, which they are now rebranding as the more sellable advanced data analytics. And that is now unlimited, whatever that means, in the enterprise edition. So that would mean like you could ask GPT to create charts and it'll actually run code and execute it rather than just returning code to you, which is really sweet. In the enterprise tier, you get less throttle GPT-4. It has longer inputs, so 32,000 tokens. And then you get like really rudimentary enterprise features. So the ability to share your chat templates with your teammates, an admin console, and single sign-on. So single sign-on is pretty much what enterprise tiers mean. Your enterprise can log in. And then supposedly they have better security, which I'll talk about in a minute. You also get some API credits. If you're a Plus user like me, you have to pay for OpenAI's API separately. So if you're an application developer and you don't want to just talk to a chatbot, but you actually want to use it in apps that you develop, that's what the OpenAI API is for. And this is a pretty wild bullet for me that enterprise data is not used for training, which is basically a blanket admission that any other data is used for training the models, which means it's not secure. So coming back to my original concerns about OpenAI and their safety, I would assume that anything you upload there is basically almost public domain. So be really careful what you use. In fact, if you come into OpenAI's safety page, it's just a whole bunch of stock photos of people on their laptops. So how much does it cost? It costs contact sales. So if your enterprise is using it, leave a comment. Let us know how much it costs, anonymously. A big question, can I run it on premise? So if you look at the announcement, they say, we've listened to your asks and you've asked us to run it securely and on your premises. Well, the answer is still no. This is entirely hosted and managed by OpenAI within their servers. So it's probably not going to meet a lot of client compliance guidelines, and no, you can't run it on premise, which is a non-starter for a lot of orgs. Here's a little snippet of the UI, by the way, the little dashboard. It looks really rudimentary. Again, you're really just paying for this single sign-on and the added security. This might be great if you're an organization whose people are already using it anyway, using the free tier. This is probably much safer than the free tier. In terms of their safety, they have a little bit about it up here. So they say that they have data at rest encryption and TLS. Now, if you're not super familiar with these terms, this is pretty much table stakes. Like any decent production system in this day and age should have both of these. It has SOC 2 compliance, which are guarantees around how they store your data. I can tell you from personal experience that they definitely weren't SOC 2 compliant in the lower tiers. For example, I deleted my OpenAI account once and they don't remove your phone number ever. And that's actually borderline illegal in the EU, I think. But it means they hold on to your phone number even after you delete their account, which sucks because then you can't re-enroll without a new phone number, and it's kind of hard to get a new phone number. When I reached out to their support team about this, by the way, I'd never heard back. So that makes me a little cautious. Hopefully their support is better for the Enterprise Edition, but I'd be a little cautious using this just with what you trust them with. I mean, what if their support team can't get back to you? What if they have a data breach? I would say this is a better plan than just letting your company users, use it for free. But still not probably as secure as you want it. Now, if you happen to be an Azure user, Azure does offer an OpenAI service. where they will host OpenAI models, just the API, not the chatbot, in the cloud. So this is more secure because it's Microsoft hosted and it doesn't go over the internet. And like in general, Microsoft is a trustworthy organization. I mean, think about what we trust them with in Outlook and Excel. So I'll do another video about this later, but the TLDR is you have to be on Azure, you have to be on their approved waitlist, and you only get limited access to OpenAI. So the majority of people are probably going to want the OpenAI Enterprise Edition. And so if you used it, let me know, leave a comment, and I will put links to all this in my video. Thanks.